Today I'm going to tell you about a book that was written on economics, and it changed our world forever. Adam Smith wrote his first book, his most famous book, An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Wealth of Nations, in a time that desperately needed economic reform because the system of the day caused the rich to get richer and the poor to get poorer. I want to help you understand the importance of the wealth of nations to us today. The CRF goes on to say that Britain and America began to implement the economic theories of Britain, the economic theories of the wealth of nations shortly after it was printed. I think it is obvious that without these wise economic policies, we would still live in poverty today. Adam Smith lived in a time when the leading countries of Europe practiced an economic theory called mercantilism. Mercantilism basically said that they need to keep the common workers without freedom, in poverty, and under constant regulation of the government for them to even work. They didn't want to give common people freedom. Adam Smith's book, The Wealth of Nations, completely contrasted with this theory of the day. He advocated the freedom of the people and letting them build their wealth by the work of their own hands. This is basically the American dream that we hold dear today. According to CRF, the Wealth of Nations also advocated the division of labor. Without the division of labor, we would not be able to have assembly lines. Our factories would work very inefficiently. And in a brief history of economics, E. Ray Canterbury says the division of labor is still widely used today. Canterbury also explains that the division of labor is proven to be much more efficient than one worker completing every task that is required for the production of just one product. In his book, Capitalism, Bruno Lyon points out that the Wealth of Nations advocates that the government keep its hands off of the economy. In the Wealth of Nations, Adam Smith explains that people who are not held back perform better than those who are. Leon further explains that if everyone has economic opportunity, they will work hard and raise everyone's standard of living. The Wealth of Nations also explains that people produce more and are more efficient without the government being involved in their lives. These doctrines are really the foundation of our American government and the beliefs we hold today. I believe that these doctrines are the foundation of all truly successful economies and countries. Without this great masterpiece, The Wealth of Nations, we would all probably have low quality of life and struggle to do any more than just survive. The convenient transportation that we enjoy would most likely be as slow and cumbersome as the transportation of the 18th century. Things wouldn't have changed much. The luxuries such as air conditioners, smartphones, computers, things that we take for granted every day, things that we enjoy, we wouldn't have those. I believe that the Wealth of Nations and its belief that the government should not intervene with the economy, with personal lives, strongly influence the U.S. Constitution and the overall course of Britain. If the Wealth of Nations had not been written, ask yourself where we would be today. Would Americans and Britons even have personal liberty? Would we have personal freedom? I don't know. It's a book on economics, but it advocated that we have personal liberties. But thankfully, the Wealth of Nations influence laws that enable us to enjoy the liberties that we have in business. And I believe it influenced the laws that give us personal liberty. Thank you.